All right, so I'm taking this opportunity to both explain something and use this new gimbal I have. So this gimbal, it kind of follows me a little bit and I'm just practicing with it. But I'm using the gimbal to shoot a little video. Not to say this isn't important, but I did have a little conversation earlier on my live about soccer cleats, different types of cleats and things, and I never wore football cleats. Maybe when I was in middle school, I think I had a pair of football cleats. And then my first initial pair of cleats in high school were a pair of Reebok screw-ins. They had like screw-in cleats in the bottom. And they were really stiff. And I didn't like the fit of them. And I was very fortunate that I had some good friends in high school that said, hey, try soccer cleats. That's what running backs should wear. And all these guys were like, soccer players wear these amazing cleats. You should try these. So I had some good friends. They gave me some used soccer cleats. Now this is what I wasn't understanding. The cleats and I should say, so they gave me some indoors. I had some turfs. I had some cleats for grass. I mean, these guys gave me all their used soccer cleats in my size, which was amazing. And I had no clue how much they were. They were very expensive, and I didn't know that. So the first thing to understand, these are my Copas, Adidas Copas. If you feel these, and I have oiled these, but when you get these are normally really soft leather. They're usually, back in the day, I thought, somebody said they were like kangaroo leather, and I don't know what they use now. But these are super soft. When you lace them up really tight, they feel like maybe a thick sock. But the Copa is an amazing shoe. I used to have the Copa indoors. I had the Copa turfs. I had the Copa World Cups, and I had a pair of Copa Mundials. And I had those 4 pairs of cleats: the indoors, the turfs, these, and World Cups. And I had those 4 pairs of cleats for years. They were the best cleats I probably could have ever had. They were amazing. But the key to it is the softness of the leather and how tough it is. So anyways, this is like you're being spoiled. Now, this year I started coaching these kids, and I just decided to dip into some other styles of cleats because they have these new styles, and I am not used to the new style of cleat. I'm used to these like classic ones. So I got these Lottos, and I just got a deal on them. And when I first put them on, I was like, I can't wear this. Like it's impossible for me to wear this. What I realized was these are not bad. I got a great deal on them, and they're not bad. I just had to break them in. So this is the process I was talking to people about, was the break-in process. I got a second pair of Lottos in the black. These are pretty much the same. So these and these are pretty much the same thing. I just got a deal on them, so I got 2 pairs of those. These bags are kind of a mess. And I think these were just some other brand. I don't know. I've never heard of this brand before, but I think they're Charlie brand. They looked good. I put them on. They were super tight, but I was like, nah, I'll try them anyway. I got a good deal on them. So, and then I have these other Lottos. So I got this pair of Lottos, Lotto Studios. I can't say this name, but Lotto Super something. And these are also Lotto Supers. And then these Charlies. So, getting to it now. The thing I was talking to people about was the break-in process. So what I do is I take my Max Life. So I just happen to have Max Life around. It's Valvoline Max Life motor oil. Now, is this the right stuff to use? I don't know. I don't know. But I put a little bit out on a rag. I just kind of let that soak in. And each pair, I just kind of polish the front end. What I mean by the front end is I kind of polish half the shoe. So the front half of the shoe. I don't do the back half because I don't really need that back half to move. What I need is I need the front half to mold to the front of my foot. So I just polish that up real good until it's nice, and usually for me it's like nice and shiny. I stick that in a grocery bag. Same here. Pour some oil on there. And I have been wearing these, and I've already kind of pre-oiled them. So I oil the front half of the shoe. The thing I compare this to is like a baseball glove. Most baseball players want a glove that's really broke in. So once I get those oiled, I put them in a grocery bag. That way I don't have oil everywhere. Again, this is just me. I don't know if anybody else does this or does it this way. But again, the thing I compare it to is a baseball glove. Most baseball players want a glove that's really nice and broken. So usually if I get this oil soaked into the leather, then once the oil soaks into the leather, it softens up the shoe so that when I run in it, it kind of like breaks the shoe in. And then from that point forward, it'll kind of be pliable to what the way I need it to be. If you get a little too much, you're all right. Like I said, I go crazy on it. Again, I don't know if anybody else does it this way. I know that I've seen guys use glove oil on their shoes and stuff like that. That's kind of where I got the idea of other oils. I just started using motor oil because that's what I had laying around. I didn't feel a need to go out and buy special oil to, break in a shoe. And honestly, this has worked really well for me in the past, so I just kept doing it. So again, I just run that around the front of the shoe. And again, I don't know if anybody else does it this way. This is just what I do. And again, these shoes, these cleats are usually like a half size too small for me. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get that snug fit around the front of my foot so that when I kick the ball, I get like maximum, I don't know how I can say it. It's so I can put my foot to the ball without my toe raking the ground or anything like that. So again, I oil them up, stick them in a grocery bag. And it just so happens, like I said, I got deals on all these cleats. I kind of cleared them out, so I just went ahead and bought a bunch of them. They were really inexpensive compared to the regular price. And we're not in the season right now. We're out of season. So we're not in the soccer season, so a super deal on these. I bought 3 pairs of Lottos and that Charlie brand, which I had never even heard of, but I tried them on. They were really super tight, and I was like, these should be perfect. So once I break them in, they're just gonna hold my foot just right. So anyways, I get that done. Put them in the grocery bag. And then I let them sit until, you know, I want to run in them or whatever. I have been running in today. The last 2 times I went out, I ran in these. And these feel great already. I really feel like they soak the oil up, and they've really stretched out really nice for me. I have only run in these once, and they hurt the hell out of my feet. So I was just like, you know what, I'll just wait on those because I don't need them right now. I did run in these, perfect. Again, like I feel like they soak the oil up and they're ready to go. Same with these. I ran in these, and if you can tell, it's got a little like, you can see the kind of like bow in the outside a little bit. It's because it's soaking the oil up, and when I lace it up tight, it's just holding my foot just right. So ran in all of those already, and I feel like they're starting to break in really nice for me. Like I said, the black pair, especially today, I ran in those and they were great. So that's kind of my thing on like breaking in cleats, soccer cleats. I don't know how it works with football cleats. Again, if you buy a really expensive pair of soccer cleats like the Copas, they're usually pretty expensive, but they're soft already. I'll probably rub a little bit of oil on them, but they don't really need it. I mean, usually they come nice and soft, and it's a really good leather. So when you lace them up tight, they're good for you. So anyways, it's a good practice for my gimbal. My gimbal kind of follows me around. So I got to practice with my gimbal. I got to talk about my cleats because during my live, everybody was talking about the break-in on my shoes and why I do what I do with my shoes. But I usually get my shoes small and break them in so that I can really get my foot to the ball. So, and it just helps me with cutting and moving. I can't stand if my foot is sliding inside my shoe when I'm cutting and moving. That always helped me with football, like American football, so to speak, not soccer. But when I was cutting and moving, if I wore a football cleat, my foot would slide inside the shoe, and it would drive me nuts. So this is what I came up with, and it works for me. So I thought I'd just put that out there because I was talking about it in the live session with some of the guys in there, and they were like, what are you talking about, breaking in your cleats? But that's the way I do it. I don't know how other people do it. I don't know. Everybody has their own like little way. Sometimes people have the perfect shoe, fits them perfect, and they run with it, and that's good. But no matter what, I usually oil up my shoes a little bit and break them in. So that's the end of that. Yeah, good luck. If you have trouble with cleats or you feel like your shoes don't fit you right when you're playing basketball or football or soccer or whatever you're playing, you might want to try the oil, lace them up tight, and get them to fit to your foot really well. That might help. All right, guys.